Odin had that sandwich ready to go. Do you hear me?
I don't need no green room snacks. I bring them in with me.
Anybody want snacks?
He the he the grandma in church, dog, with the peppermints.
Yeah, bro.
Hey, them peppermints be hitting though. Look, somebody said if the ushers from church was in front of the Capitol doors, they wouldn't have got in.
Oh yeah.
Hey, that's
Hey,
facts. That's
for
facts,
real,
boy.
for real.
Cause the ushers I grew up with, boy,
They ain't
hit you
playing
with
no games.
a stern point, and then you trying to go somewhere else.
They get strong
It
in
ain't.
that door,
Hey, look, they got that wood door with the little mirror in the middle, like the little
bro.
small little two
My
by
granny four
seven.
eleven, 90 pounds, but you wasn't getting in that door.
Hey, I ain't getting in now.
All right, all right, we back for another one. One more again. The Black Dad Cast. One more week. We are excited to be back with y'all. A lot happened this week. We appreciate everybody tuning in to the last episode on YouTube, all of the podcast channels, Spotify, Apple, Google. Um, so we appreciate all the support, the continued support, everybody that reached out. We appreciate you. We're trying to get back to everybody as fast as possible. So we appreciate it. But a lot happened this week. Anybody feel a little blacker than usual this week?
Hey man, you know what, man? Me
Shit
and my
about my head.
friends. Look, me and my friends, we done egged a couple cars. We done maybe threw some water balloons, but never have we ever thought about rioting the Capitol, bro. That just lets you know mentally, like where white people at versus black people, bro. I ain't never thought
Right.
about going to a Capitol building, bro. Like I just know they finna have me right then and there, bro. That's the last of me, dog.
Hemmed up.
Like, ain't no
Never
way.
even
Hemmed up.
thought.
I wouldn't even see
Man,
the
look.
jail, bro. They would have been done.
I I seen like the reports, but it's like you hear like, oh, they had the Capitol building and they trying to do all this and do all that. I didn't think. I just they just showed up.
Yeah.
As the day was progressing, I'm on the way home and my partner sent me a video and I'm seeing people like just perusing the hallways and I'm like,
Feet
bro,
up
what
on
is
the desk.
this? So by the time I get home, dog, it's full blown like chaos. I'm
Hmm.
like, dog, what is going on in here, bruh? And I had said on Twitter, I said, man, if a few black people sneeze in unison, dog, the tanks are in the streets.
In the street.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
Damn
bro.
hard.
saying? Come
For
on,
sure.
dog. Like, showed up. I'm just talking about just all over the place. Got the laws, got their guns out. They not firing them boys, but we, peacefully protesting, dog. We getting shot, arrested, uh, maced, tear gassed, dog. You name it.
It's crazy too when you hear people say that too. They're like, "Well, you have some people out there, breaking into buildings and stealing from businesses." I'm like, y'all ain't shoot them people. Y'all got the people in the streets with their hands up, peacefully protesting. So stop telling me, y'all got people over here doing this and that. I said, when you watch the news, the people that are getting tear gas are the people that are actually peacefully protesting, which are black people standing in the street, but you got people busting down windows of the state capitol, bro.
And
Like
that's a felony.
this was like you turn on the news. This was almost like 9/11 to me, bro. Like
Yeah,
that was the last time I seen something that kind of like made me open my eyes wide. Like, dang, they really doing that.
yeah,
They really
look,
stormed the capitol.
Bro, you know what
yeah.
I thought of when I saw this? My exact reaction was the same reaction Eddie had when Martin ran across the gun line for that pie. Nigga done gone. This nigga done gone crazy. Like white folks done lost it. All the way lost it.
Hey,
Like, come on. It's like it goes from I don't know what it is about us as black people, dog. We gonna find the humor in it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it's a defense mechanism or what, just because we deal with so much, foolishness on a daily basis. We find the humor in it, but dog, it went to from that to discuss.
Yeah,
Like they literally finna do all this and ain't nobody finna get shot. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? We not
sure.
gonna hear about nobody getting shot. And I think they ended up coming back. It's like the total count was like 4 people got shot, but I'm not sure if it was. I think that was like the second shift.
Yeah, hey, that's the midnight shift right there.
Yeah, it was the
That
shift
was,
change.
that was after curfew, right? So the
Hmm.
woman that got shot, she ended up dying.
Hmm.
So she was part of the group that was breaking in, and the security guards was on the inside. Was like, "Don't come through this window! Don't come through this window!" And he
Yep.
said it, and she was like, "Nobody's gonna stop us!" And she went through the window, and he shot her, stopped her.
Kapow.
Yeah, stopped her in her tracks.
Mm.
So yeah, she died. There was a police officer that died,
Yep.
and it's for these people to believe blue lives matter so much. I'm sure we ain't heard a peep about that blue life.
Hey,
Um,
they barely put him on the scene. Talking
yeah,
about 2 days, 3 days later, they finally found a picture of him and got him on the internet now.
yeah, it
Yeah,
shows that blue
a
lives
day
really
late,
matter.
Yeah,
a
It just
day late and a dollar short, man.
so man.
exactly.
Come on.
So blue lives didn't matter in that moment. I guess it only matters when it's black people. So
Yeah, that's always a caveat.
Yep.
But gotta be black people there, and then it's all right, all right, all right, all right. Mount up.
I never
so
understood how FBI say we need help finding these people. I'm sitting there on Instagram like, well, that go one, that go. I think I'm better than the FBI today, man.
I
Y'all,
say, well,
they
that
put me on
go
the payroll.
Come on, dog.
So
yo,
they already, so they got Buddy that was they had the Speaker of the House elector, and they got him. Then they got I think they got the tall dude that had the face paint all over him.
Of course,
Then they got Brett Favre cousin, the one that was had
bro.
his
He
feet
looked
kicked up.
just like
Yeah,
Brett
he
Favre.
like Brett Favre, dog. Brett Favre had to get online like, man, that ain't me. That ain't none of my
Man,
family members. You know what I'm saying? They got him. So it's like they went in there hustling backwards with no mask on, of course. You go in
super
there and now your
spreader
face
event.
is plastered all over the internet. If I was like an elected official, y'all come holler at me in a couple weeks.
Yeah,
I'm not going nowhere near that building until it's been
nowhere, bro.
sanitized, cleaned down about 5, 6 times, bro. Y'all ain't gonna see me.
and y'all
I
put some
swear.
security in that motherfucker. Like, god dang.
Like they made it look so easy to get in there, bro.
Yeah,
A federal building,
yeah.
and I know like the our enemies or whatever. Like, okay,
Man,
all right.
Ah,
Just taking notes. Okay, I see what's going on here.
so
Like,
that's all we gotta do. That's it.
that's it.
700 billion for defense. Put it in that month.
Well,
Like,
we would have fared better
Yeah,
being out there. You know what I'm saying? Well, I know we would have because it. Well, look,
it
I
there
would
would
gotta
be a
work.
lot of
I'm
laid
trained.
it'd
You
out
have been a
know,
folks
lot of
out
shots of
there.
white people.
Hey,
boy, look.
So yeah, you brought up a good point. No mass out there. So of course this is a super spreader event. We don't even need the numbers to know that this was definitely a super spreader event, and it makes it even more impactful because one, we haven't gotten over the first panty, and we and now
do we
we're
all?
dealing with a new COVID strain that's popped up in a few places along the East Coast, Atlanta, Houston. This new B17 strain, which is said to be a lot more contagious. Some
That
of the
sound like
same
something off a
symptoms.
scandal, dog.
Yeah,
It do.
it's evolving on some alien type shit. But that it just they just ruining life for us. We're gonna be stuck in the house for 12 more weeks now because of this shit.
Man, 2020, part two. You feel me?
Bro,
This is still
the
2020.
epilogue is with the bonus remastered album,
Exactly.
extra tracks on that thing.
Deluxe edition.
So enough about white people. 'Cause that's not what we like to talk about on our show.
Yeah.
Uh, I know we feeling real black. Ryan got his black shirt on. You see the Africa in the hat. Dungeonforward.com. Holla at you, Corey.
Black excellence.
John and all
Yeah.
black. So we gonna go back to some black stories, life updates, man. What's going on? What's new?
Let's see. Playoff football. So that's always fun. I'm trying to see. what did my son do? I know he did something. I'll come back to that. I know I gotta pull some stories. I know I got them somewhere. Just work, bro. Playoffs. That's what all I
What
got
happened with
right
the
now.
AirPod thing?
Hmm?
You talking about roaming with the AirPod with your
Oh
AirPods?
yeah,
He was
yeah.
mimicking you about something.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was. Oh, I talked about that, man. So, Tiana got me some AirPods for Christmas, and so now I'm just getting used to them, and it's cool because I can have my phone downstairs or whatever. So I go in Roman room, to get him gathered up or whatever. And that's the first thing he see. He see them AirPods, and he was eating on some Fruit Loops, and he picked two Fruit Loops up, dog, put them in
Put 'em
either
right here.
ear, and I'm like, come on, man.
It's good. He's like, oh, that's new on Daddy. Let me get some of those too.
Man, he literally will whatever I'm doing. It's like he just be locked in, dog, eyes wide. Just like snapping pictures with his eyes. Like, okay, okay, all right, and then go do the same thing, man. So it's we're in that stage now. So I'm really trying to be cognizant of what I'm doing,
Yeah.
Ain't it crazy
because he gonna do it.
how are you just being you, bro, affects like your son. It's
Mm.
like
Yeah,
you're not even doing nothing intentional, but you're shaping and molding his life, bro. It's crazy. It happens all
yeah.
the time.
You sit back and look at it from that perspective. It's like, wow, I'm really, what I'm saying, either affecting my son one way bad or good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hopefully, the we'll find out in a couple years.
Like when
I
one of
do too.
y'all, like when one of my homeboys called me, of course when you're talking to, your parents or your wife or just different strands of people, you talk in different tones. So when one of my homeboys called me, I'm picking up, like, what's up, boy? What's good? What's good? I see my son on the phone and he playing the game. He talking about, hey boy, what up, boy? I'm like, hey man, hey man, calm all that down. Up in here sounding like a little hood kid, man.
You're not from the hood.
Man,
You're a
I thought you better
suburban
than that.
from the
kid.
mean streets of Spring, Texas, man.
Boy,
Calm down. Man, calm down, man.
look, I know my son's suburban as hell, bro. He told me
Man.
something was up. That's amazing. I was like, oh yeah, yeah.
Oh
He
yeah.
been around.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
Oh
In
yeah.
that world.
Yeah.
Mixed up in that world.
Yeah. Life. This week is crazy. I'm sorry, John. Will you finish?
Nah, I'm good. Go ahead, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. This week, a lot of good stories. I think the thing that kind of took me aback, it wasn't really a funny story, but it was just I was in the moment. Got real emotional this week because
Mm.
Camden's starting to notice, like, he's starting to notice Caleb in that sense of like looking up to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that big brother role. And Caleb gets in his face and plays with him, and Camden is all eyes on him. So whereas he used to just be like looking around, now he's just like locked in.
Locked in.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just made my heart smile. Anytime I see it, it happened a few times this week, and we was putting together one of Caleb toys, this Paw Patrol tower. That's another topic we're gonna talk about. Engineering.
I want to hear it.
But every time Caleb got a piece, he was look Camden, this part, and Camden just laying down, just like locked in. And I was like,
Yeah.
yeah. So that's my weekly update. That's a we
Hit
at
you.
now.
Yeah, hit you right in the feels.
Oh.
Right in the heartstrings. Hey, these toy companies need to come on, stop playing, making us put all these doggone toys together. I got an
Listen.
honorary electrical engineering degree now.
Hey,
Hey man,
listen.
I need.
And then the pieces don't be right all the time. I got a basketball goal in there, and it's supposed to be a corner piece, and they send me a T shape, and I'm like, come on, man. It's always something. That every time I had to put something together, it's always something. I tell you, man, next time I'm hitting that assembly button, if I order something, somebody gonna come in here and put this stuff together, man. I can't
If,
keep
it,
doing
if,
it.
it, if it's enough pieces,
Yeah,
man, hey,
yeah.
it's gonna be already assembled, son. Don't trip.
Me and
When I
my
put
sister
some,
put our son bed together, my son bed together. I was like, bro, this is ridiculous, dog. It took us a little over an hour to put that whole thing together. It's got a slide and some steps climbing up it and all that. I'm like, man, never again will I do this.
You
Yeah,
ever put
man.
something together and then like your wife say, "Well, where does this piece go?" And it look important. You like, dang, I hope this thing don't fall apart while you doing it. Cause I ain't
You gonna
taking
get
it
the
apart.
look, you get the
It's an
shaking
extra
it.
piece, baby.
Yeah,
Starting from scratch.
It's
you
an
get the
extra
shaking
piece.
it. This feel pretty stern. He be all right.
Yeah,
He
he'll be
only
all right.
32 pounds.
Let me put a box underneath here. I got plenty
Man,
boxes.
Uh-huh.
I told y'all this story, man. You think you going good? You got your little rhythm until a part missing or something. You like,
Man.
I
Messed up
know
your
you
whole
lying.
day.
Oh, I'm talking about, and me, I kind of like overanalyze stuff, so I really just like worst case scenario. So really, I end up just breaking everything down and starting over, bro. That's just how I feel.
You better
Cause
than
I be
me.
damn if something happened on my assembly because of my workmanship. Yeah, nah.
Look, I think it just depends on what it is. Like his dresser in there, if that thing fall apart, like if I'm sitting downstairs and hear boom, I'd be like, all right, well, shit, it fell apart. But it's like when I was putting this crib together when he was younger, I was like, okay, well, let me make sure because things that go thump in the night ain't really good with
Yeah,
Thomas.
Yeah.
Yeah, little toys, Paw Patrol stuff. Nah, if it fall apart, it's broke, son.
Yeah.
We'll
Exactly.
get another one soon. Don't trip.
Exactly. Like, I can't believe they sent you this little raggedy toy.
Bro, and then it'll come with like Paw Patrol got 5 different characters, so it'll give you one character in one car, and then of course you got to go buy all the rest of them. I'll be like,
Of
boy,
Hmm.
y'all some
course.
janky.
Yeah.
I need Rubble, I need Sky. No, you don't, son. Focus
Yeah.
on one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Man, my son ain't caught the Paw Patrol wave yet. He got a little Paw Patrol truck and everything, but he not on the show yet. You know what I'm saying? So once we get there, I know I'm gonna have to go in here and order. I think one of them named Chase and some other ones. And like,
Marshall,
man,
Chase, Rubble, Sky, and Zuma.
Hey, an
look at
experienced
you,
Paw Patrollian.
boy. You see him?
See,
Yeah,
I know all
he
them little cards. Super Wings, PJ Mask. I know all them joints.
yeah.
PJ man, I think we starting to turn the corner on that one.
Hmm.
But it's Coco Melon right now, dog.
Yeah.
You can turn Coco Melon on, and we don't exist.
My son so past that he passed all of them. Now he'll go back to him for a split second, but now it's Spider Man, Avengers,
Yeah.
and dinosaurs. That's his thing right
Yeah,
now.
Yeah,
Caleb
yeah,
really into dinosaurs. Hey,
yeah,
he'll like
yeah.
Dino Trucks on Netflix. That's
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna
And my
take note
son's
of
now he controlling. He know how to use the remote control. So YouTube Kids, and he going through it now, and he watching his
same,
own
man.
stuff. I ain't got to cut the TV on no more.
Man, you know
same.
it's crazy. We didn't know about none of that stuff. We didn't
Nothing,
know how to
man.
work no phone or no computer, no tablet, no nothing. And these kids, man, they know it all.
Bro,
I'm trying to
he
figure
can
out how to
hit the
ride
little
the
button on the
scooter
fire
and the
stick.
bike. Yes,
Yeah,
he
yeah,
knows
dog.
voice command everything.
Exactly. He be
I'm
talking
like,
about
what's
Alexa.
this? Yep.
Hear that little voice summoning Alexa like that,
Yeah.
dog. I thought it's hilarious.
Alexa. It was like, what? Call Alexa. Alexa not for you. It's for your parents. We got the right to be lazy. You got to do it.
Well, think it's this woman. Hey, Alexa.
I had to threaten him one time. He was doing something and I didn't want to get up. I was like, Alexa, bring me my belt. He was like, Alexa, no. I said,
You're a terrible dad, dog.
Oh, man. Now he walking around looking at Alexa funny.
yeah.
Can't believe you turn your back on me.
Boy, she the op now. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
These hoes ain't loyal.
So while we take from it, I know like you
Oh
talked
man.
about your son mimicking you, right? So uh,
Uh-huh.
we think about like our earliest memories as kids, and the furthest back that we can go. What do you want your son's first memory to be of you?
Uh, man, I like that question. That's whew, boy, that's a good question. So the first memory I can remember is I was riding my mama. It was raining, and uh, the I think it was moments. I think it's moments in love making by Art of Noise. You know that
Yeah.
do 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 do. Yeah,
Mhm.
I remember that song being on the radio. So I think for me, I want my son his first memory of like I had some type of music on. You know what I'm saying? Some whatever I was listening to, whether it be some old school or like well, it's gonna be old school to him regardless, but some type of music. That's what I wanted to be because at all times, that's all I'm doing is listening to music. So I want him to come in like what you listening to, or my daddy was always listening to this, or he had the vinyl going, or he had his Bluetooth hooked up. So that's what I want the memory to be. Got to be something around some music.
Gotcha.
My daddy had the A track and a bottle of scotch, and he was in his room
Yeah, had his feet kicked up. You know what I'm saying?
playing the saxophone. I never forget.
Come on in, son. Then
Let me tell you something, John.
I got these turntables in here too. So I want to know all of that.
Yeah, I think, man, the earliest moment I can remember with my dad, bro. My dad. If you ever met my dad, bro, he is like,
Hilarious.
bro, he is all over the place. Like he'll talk to you about one thing and go right into the next topic. Like y'all didn't even put a button on the last one, bro. He just gonna keep rolling through the
A run
conversation,
on sentence.
bro. I'm like, what? Like, how did we get to that? And
Yeah.
I consider my dad to be a hoarder, bro. He keeps everything, bro. He still got the newspapers from like in the '90s and stuff. Like
Oh wow.
When the Rockets won back to back, like he got that and
I
old
keep that.
school pictures and stuff like that. Some stuff I'm like, okay, cool, but man, he got 3 fire pits. Okay, one of these got to go, Dad. Come on, ain't that
Two
much
of these
fire
gotta
in the world?
go. Yeah.
Yeah, like, come on. He got a bike with no wheels, something like that. What are we doing with this? Are you gonna
No,
use this?
no wheels.
No wheels. He just got the body of the bike. Like that. Up, dog. Put stuff up. But I guess, man, truthfully though, one of the fondest moments I remember, man, my dad is growing up. He was still like athletic, so he would take us to the park in Humble, and I would go. I'd be too small to play, but he'd be playing with the adults and the grown men and stuff. But before he played, he always ran around the tennis court like 20 times to warm himself up. And he'd have a bag. When he go to the park, he got 20 shirts in there. He got to change his shirt after every game, and
Wow.
he talked that trash. My dad is ambidextrous too, so he shoots with his left. But
Mm-mm.
he can go left or right. And I
Mm.
just remember watching my dad like just he ain't the greatest hoop in the world. Can't jump high. He not that, but bro, he just quirky with it, and it's hard to
Mhm.
guard him. And
Mhm.
I remember growing up watching him, just kind of with his, especially with his words, like affect people's game and their tone, and he just had fun with it. And when we would go by ourselves and just play horse and stuff, like those were cool moments. And then one time he
Mhm.
tried to give me a haircut and he messed it up, and
Ooh.
I had to get my head shaved bald at 12 years old, so I was pissed.
Ah,
Ooh.
Yeah, and
I know that's an experience.
my mama would let me come back home until my hair grew back. So that added an extra week on me being at his house, bro.
What? Wow.
Yeah, so that was one.
Why?
Hey man, you know how they are, man. These black moms. Your daddy, you
get your
better
hair
come
right.
back.
Don't come back to my house looking like
Don't
somebody else's
come
child.
back here
Come back
looking
like it
like
was
Tiger
your
from
fault.
Major Pain. Don't come back here.
That's
So I
funny.
stayed an extra week, man, but it wasn't no thing, man. But those are the
Say,
like, earliest moments I can remember, bro.
Dang. Oh man, that's
you
good.
Tiger now.
Yeah.
So, I think for me, the earliest thing I can remember is my dad's CD case. He had this big black CD case, and he had this Saturn, bro. I could have sworn he was gonna die and be buried in that Saturn because Saturn had went out of business, and he was still driving that thing around. He wouldn't wash it because he was like, if you wash it, it'll fall apart. All the dirt holding it together. My dad is the opposite of John's dad. Like John's dad is real up and that, and my dad might say 3, 4 words the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. So uh, the earliest thing I can remember is my dad's big black CD case and riding in the car with him. and opening it up and seeing like all of the West Coast albums, Dre the
Mm,
Chronic, um,
mm.
in this Al Green album, the
Which one?
classics, the orange greatest hits one, or was
Oh
it the
yeah,
green greatest hit?
That ain't orange.
Which
It's
one?
brown.
It's
yeah.
okay,
It's
brown.
brown.
Thank
Hey,
you.
and I'm gonna tell you why. Because every time I see it, I got it on vinyl down here right now. But every time I see it, that is the brownest album cover of all time. Yes, that's the one. You know what I'm saying? Pointing the finger. It's brown, dog. Brown is
Um,
album cover of all time.
yeah. So well, I, it looked orange in the CD case. Maybe it's because it was worn out,
Cause
so
it faded.
it faded like a mug.
Had plenty of
Because
skins in that Saturn.
And I remember because every time, and my dad used to put all the, because I used to sit back and read the lyrics. This was back when the lyrics came in
Oh yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
case,
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't want to really play all of the West Coast rap and all of that, so he would always play like some of the old school, like Al Green. And I
Mm-hmm.
must have heard "Love and Happiness" by 50 million times,
A
and
classic.
a classic. And that's probably why that's my favorite song. Like anytime
Mm.
it come on, I gotta do something to it. I gotta like
Right.
love. I
Hey,
gotta do
yeah,
something. Um,
yeah. I'm gonna
but the,
sing that boy.
yeah, I'm gonna hit that. I'm gonna hit all them notes. They might hit me back, but I'm gonna hit all them notes.
Hey, I swear.
But
For
so
real.
I would prefer like my son's earliest memory of me to be um, something like me, encouraging them to create or be creative or flex their creative bone. Something
Yeah.
that made them say, okay, because my dad taught me this, I'm gonna think outside the box and kind of
Yeah,
build my own path. And
yeah,
I don't know what that is yet, and I feel like I'm gonna know that moment, like this is gonna stick with him.
yeah,
But that's what I would prefer their earliest moment to be. I hope it ain't
yeah.
no random like, oh yeah, my daddy he tripped and fell and broke his nose and yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, nah. I want all that. You know what I'm saying? I want it all. I
Yeah.
think, I was listening to what you're saying as far as letting it be something that stick out. So for me, it's I always want when he hear my voice, when he got a situation he about to face, he'll hear me like talking him through. Like it'll be positive. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like I
Yeah.
want that voice to be propelling him forward as opposed to having him moving out of spite or doing something. You know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be like some positive self talk. Like you hear my voice in the background. Like it might be a cuss word in there or something, but ultimately it'll
You
be
know
something
that's
positive.
you.
Exactly.
Yeah, you feel
Yeah.
me?
That
Yes, sir.
James Earl Jones type thing.
Yeah.
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 I feel
Yeah,
it.
you know what I'm
That's where
saying?
you going with it. But
Yeah,
I agree, bro. Like I think the biggest thing I would want my son to like his first memory to be would just be me like physically being present.
hmm
Cause I think that's one of the few things like Bowden said on the last episode. The woman told him, um, "You being there is like you're in the right place."
hmm
And I think sometimes we tend to, as hard as it is, sometimes you have those moments where you like, man, I could really just reverse back out this garage and go somewhere else. But the fact that you
On
got
step
out of
four,
that
baby.
car, yeah, man. The
boy,
fact
oh
that you got
boy.
out of that car and went back in, man, it
hmm
just shows like resilience of being there, for your family. So I think like my son know we gonna play. Even though I be
Yeah,
tired and I be
yeah.
telling myself when I get home I'm finna relax and as soon as I hit the
hmm
door he ready to play and I'm like, all right, let me get this burst of energy again and let me get this thing going.
But what you doing is day by day, you're breaking the generational curse. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because your old man was in and out or not consistent. We all like got the same story, so that for me that kind of be like it be motivation. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like on them days where you find the motivation, like all right, I'm pushing forward to break the curse. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I'm tired, and I'd rather just lay down and curl up and watch some TV or something. But my son is gonna remember this. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So that's powerful stuff.
You,
So, do y'all have any like? I know we talked about memories. Do y'all have any phrases that y'all remember from your childhood with your father that sticks with you to this day? Anything that they might, any little whatever that sticks in your head.
my dad
Nah,
not
not
a phrase guy at all.
Yeah, I'm about to say nothing even single like that. No, dog.
Crazy how
Nah.
it's
Uh-uh.
You know what
one.
never leaves my mind? My dad, again, not a man of many words, but um, the sex talk he gave me, right? And I'll never forget it because it wasn't nothing but a sentence long, right?
Yeah.
Um, so we at my granny's house, we walking down the street. I guess my mom told him I was entertaining little girls.
Mm.
Who knew? So we walking down the street and he just quiet walking. He asked me how my day was. I'm talking. All of a sudden he stopped, put a box of condoms on my chest and say, "Don't come home with nothing you leave the house with."
Yep.
End of
Yeah,
talk.
never forgot it.
And never forgot it. And it hit so hard because it's like I can remember that anytime I'm out and I used to be in college and talking to don't come home with nothing you leave the house with. That's babies,
Yeah,
diseases, nothing. Like
Yeah.
yeah.
so
It wasn't too many phrases, man. You know what I'm saying? I just know I can look at myself and I see it in my son too. I just know my old man was real animated. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's another thing. Like when I was young, he would come pick me and my brother up every weekend, and he'd listen to his music. It's a lot of reggae, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he'll get so caught up in the song, and he'll be going, and then the song gets so good to him, he'll bring the whole song back. You know what I'm saying?
bring that
And
back turbo.
yeah, yeah, and he animated, got his the drums on the steering wheel, and I do that same stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I can turn around. I'm having my little jam session, and I turn and look at Roman. He in the back seat, nodding his head like this, trying to catch the beat and smiling, and that stuff like that, man. It just warms me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro. It's
So
crazy how you create and form habits of people that wasn't necessarily like a part of your everyday life. But then
right.
when you go back and look, be like, damn, man, my dad do that. My dad, one of the things my
Hmm.
dad really is, he is like a super loving guy and a giving guy. So he, like, anytime you call him or you text him, he gonna say, I love you. He gonna say it regardless, no matter what. And this was even like during the time, like my dad was a heavy drinker. He would still tell me he loved me all the time. Like it was just one of the things that was in his head that he always stuck with him. And he didn't come from like this super loving family. He has a huge family that I've never met in Milwaukee. But he when he moved, he kind of was just like, I want to start something new on my own. And when him and my mom didn't work out, he's just wrote it out here in Houston, and he made a home here. But he's always been like, love my kids, even though he felt like he wasn't able to provide the way that he wanted to. He always made sure that we knew he loved us, and I think that was big, and that's something I know. Like all else fails, I know my dad loved me for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So what do you think your son's gonna say the phrase that they remember from you? Like
Oh man,
what words?
at this stage of his life,
Hmm.
right now at 4, because of course we got so much life left going. We ain't had the sex talk yet. That's way down
Hmm.
the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At 4, I mean, I guess I would just really be more. I would hope he remember, like, Dad encouraged me to be me. So he has these these moments where he just he just busts out with random stuff, and I be looking at him like, oh yes, son, okay. It's like he come up with a whole story in his head, and I just let him go on and on and on about it, and it be 4, 5, 6 different characters, and oh, so now he got a fish now, and he wants to tell me
Okay.
what the fish do, and how the fish talk back to him, and how he feed the fish, and I'm just like, okay, man, I ain't know it.
Right on.
And he named him
Right on.
Miles Morales, so you already know that's a whole nother thing. He said, Dad, we gotta go get another fish, but I want a black fish because that's gonna be Batman. Okay, son.
Oh,
Okay, so
baby,
you
done turned into
you
Aquaman over there
hey, look, you forming an assembly of
with the Justice
characters.
League.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
got it going on in here. I said, okay, cool, no problem, man. We're gonna go and go get you. These little fish, 50 cents, so I can ride with them. And
Oh, he got a real live fish. I'm thinking this is like a figment of his
no,
imagination.
no, he has a fish tank. Thanks to my in-laws, they went and bought him a fish and a fish tank, and told us to come pick it up. Which I don't know how we became parents a fish that soon.
Wow.
I tell you
Yeah,
what, this
it's in
fish will
his
not
room
last
right
long
now.
in this household. Okay,
Hey,
we done
look,
threw that fish on something.
bro, look,
Man,
I go in that room and I look in that fish tank. I'm like, oh, he's still here. Okay, he doing good. He doing
still in the
good.
land of the living, huh?
Hey, look, you supposed to feed him 3 pellets of food, right? Baylor good in that thing, bro. He had about 17 of them. Dumping them in
Bow.
there.
Mm.
Say he gonna eat
Buffet
them on
time.
this week.
Yeah. Hit it with the salt
Stop,
bay.
babe.
Hey,
Ugh.
little beta fish gonna be little big old fish.
Yeah.
He gonna be.
Man. Couldn't have no fish around here, man. Ron been to pick that fish up out the tank.
Look, I thought that was gonna happen, but they don't fool with them fish, bro. They don't fool.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Man, I don't know. Like, well, I grew up with fish. You know what I'm saying? Like we had like real like bigger fish. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Ones that lasted for months and months and years.
yeah.
Uh, so I'm not repeating it, but if I have some fish in here, I don't trust that boy around them fish.
Not at
I
all.
do a fish before I do a dog right now, man. I can't do it.
Man,
Yeah.
we gonna get him a dog, man. Have him a little companion to grow up with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
I think that's why we had a second child right there.
Hey, look,
Companion.
working on that as we speak.
Okay, okay, John. You
Hey,
know what I'm saying?
I keep
Hey,
me
I got some amendments to that playlist too, brother. So
send
tap
it
in.
my way.
That's
Tap
good
in,
stuff.
brother.
Before we
For
move
real.
forward, we want to switch gears a little bit, get back on some of the newsworthy type stuff. Huge congratulations to Senators Raphael Warnock and Senator John Ossoff. We flipped Georgia blue, baby.
Hey,
Turned that boy blue, you know what I'm saying?
Sick of saving the rest of the world. No, I'm kidding.
We always gotta do it.
I s-
It's a full-time job.
So congratulations to them, man. Senator Warnock is the first black senator from the state of Georgia, which is crazy in like 186 years.
yep.
Um,
Wow.
and Senator
First
John
one in the
Ossoff,
South too, of all the
yeah,
South. Yeah,
yeah.
Mm,
And
that's
yeah.
so
crazy.
Senator Ossoff is the youngest senator in the
And
state of
first
Georgia
Jew.
and the first Jewish senator.
Yeah,
Mm.
So,
yeah.
this is crazy. I think that we're going into this year, new president, new Congress, hoping to see some big changes. Student loans.
Hey, get him out of here.
Get
You can say
them
it
out of here.
for the ones in the
Boy.
back, say it a little bit loud.
Yeah. But no, big congratulations to them. So we would be remiss if we didn't mention that, especially to our politically astute listeners. We got to make
Mm,
sure that we mention that so that y'all can know we staying up to date on these current events.
you feel me?
Yeah.
So in the wake of that, um, let's talk about how that affects. We know representation matters, like the visual aspect of it. We were alive to see the first black president. Our kids, even though they won't remember it, are alive to see the first black female vice president, or black and Asian. Um,
Mm.
but us living through all these historical moments, like, what do you think that the mindset will be with your kids as they get older and start to understand these things? How do you plan on giving them a full grasp of history, as it's a little bit more progressive in this day and age? How do you plan on giving them that full grasp of history?
You know what
Mm.
I think, man, is the further we get away from, when I say get away from, I'm saying in time, the further we get away from the time of slavery, the less they talk about it, and you can say this in a sense, not saying that it's there, but our kids have more privilege than we would, than our, and we have more than our parents do, and their parents, and so on and so forth. So, in order for us to really make sure our kids truly understand um, what opportunities they have in place, they have to know where they came from. And I think schools aren't going to teach that to our kids. Our grandparents, won't have the time to sit down and really just go over that. So we got to be the ones to tell them like, hey, this opportunity that you have was not always there. You know what I mean? But now that it is there, like make sure you take every moment and advantage of the opportunity that you do have. Like to tell your black son, like you could become president nowadays is a lot more normal than 40 years ago. I'm sure parents weren't telling their kids you could be, a president. They probably was telling you better go work on an assembly line and get you a job for 30, 40
Mm-hmm.
years with good insurance and take care of your family.
Mm-hmm.
But we have the ability for our kids to dream bigger, and the only way we're gonna make sure that our kids do that is by encouraging them to like go all the way there with it. Don't stop at, wanting to just go to college or get your law degree or whatever. You know what I mean? Like whatever you want to do, like if your mind change in the midst of it and it's something greater, like do the steps, like
Mm-hmm.
go for it. And I think it starts with us just being encouraging to push them to think about those things that are like what you think in your mind is unachievable because it's there to be achieved.
Mm-hmm.
Some bar.
Ooh, let that breathe.
Yeah.
Ah, that's good stuff.
All right, John.
John, he met the quota for the podcast. 'Cause he gonna
Hey,
get one in,
you gonna get one. Pass the offer and play around, brother.
and there it is. I think to kind of add to that is we have to be more proactive because I know our kids are gonna have questions. So now it's like the onus is on us to have to seek out like books and show them articles and pull just from memories that we have from living through it and seeing it and so they be privy to what took place, what I'm saying, so they can see what's possible, just like how you said, like they didn't know 40 years ago it didn't look like this, what I'm
Right.
saying. So let me tell you what happened so you can see, like, all right, damn, well, okay, well, it wasn't like this before, and now stuff done changed up, so now if I want to get it done, I can, what I'm saying. So it really is just to always try to, even just throughout the day, like my brother, he do the same thing with my niece. Like he'll say, all right, I need you to go find somebody to write about, like a black history figure, what I'm saying, that we
Yeah.
don't read about or hear about in the books, what I'm saying. She ended up picking Denmark Vesey, what I'm saying. So doing stuff like that too, like, you know, be proactive in seeking some of this stuff out, what I'm saying. Be voracious in that way, looking up, you want to learn stuff. So just setting the stage for them, what I'm saying, so they can know more black history and where we came from.
Yeah, I'm a huge Black history, but I'm a huge history buff in general, um, because I like to study and see how the white folks got over on us, so that we won't fall down that same rabbit hole again.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, you
Yeah.
got me that time. I know now.
we
Um,
overcharge the niggas for what they did to the cold crooks. You know what
exactly,
I'm saying?
exactly. Price
Sure.
went up. As you can see, I'm huge on Black history. See, this hat is 1865. Shout out to DungeonForward.com. One of my frat brothers makes these types of hat, and it's talking about the 1865 when slaves were free. A proclamation. I'm just having a whole brain fart right now.
Emancipation
Emancipation Proclamation,
Proclamation. It's all
1865.
good.
There we go.
Yeah.
And so it's one of those things to where, like, I'm huge on history, and Black history, and I think that, like you said, it's important for us to be proactive about it, because it wasn't until I got older and started to seek out some of this stuff for myself that I realized, oh, this wasn't in history class.
Mm.
And so the reason I asked this question is because, I saw this little meme, this joke on Instagram about how parents gonna be sitting in the back of the class when the history teacher talking about what happened at the Capitol. All right, and they
Yep.
just gonna be like, all right, tell it right, tell it right.
Exactly.
Um, and I just thought about that for the whole of a lot of our life experiences.
Right.
The things that we've experienced, financial crashes, the achievements of Black people, the different turmoil across the world, and having that proactiveness to be a, having that proactiveness to go out and get that information before it's given to you incorrectly.
Yeah.
Because the phenomenon of misinformation is that, whoever gets it, whoever spreads it further faster is right. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
you know, until sheep learn how to write, lions gonna write the history. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So
Mm,
um,
mm,
I think,
hard.
yeah, I think it's just one of those things to where we have to stay on top of that and continuously within our community. I think the black culture is good for spreading information that only we know, right?
Right.
Right. Right.
It's the reason why white people don't know what to say when we say, ain't what's a good phrase that we say? Won't he do it?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I
Ain't
mean?
God good?
Ain't
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
good?
Yeah.
Like that type of
Yeah.
stuff, like
God is good all the
all the
time.
time, right?
Mhm.
So I think that
I'm sorry. My bad, dog. I just y'all know what to say back to Jesus. Yeah, I'm
y'all
sorry,
know what to
dog.
say back to Jesus.
I'm sorry, dog. Go
Shout out
ahead.
to Dion Cole, man.
Yeah, the Dion Code is hilarious. But I think that it's important, for us as a culture to continue to maintain that because if it get lost in these McGraw Hill textbooks, you gone,
Man,
bro.
man, I see the tweet like I wonder what McGraw Hill cooking up. You know what I'm saying? To tell the story of what happened the other day, dog.
Nowadays, they ain't even getting textbooks. They giving them laptops now. Ain't even
Yeah,
really much history
laptops.
being taught nowadays, man.
Really?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
My nephew got a laptop. I'm like, all
with
right,
the Googles, ain't no
yeah,
textbook.
he can.
Dang,
We,
I
we,
had no
we learned how to
idea.
cheat in college and through Google. Now they cheating in high school now. So it's,
You know
Dang,
how creative we had to be to cheat.
man,
boy,
hey,
you
don't even get me started
boy.
on that. My whole doggone forearm had answers on there.
You
It
forget you
didn't
Ain't
start
fit
rubbing your
it don't
arm
fit
and
on the palm of the hand all the way.
look,
You
look.
gotta get it on the
If
phone.
you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
you
Niggas is
ain't
like,
trying it all.
I'm a
My
cheat.
coach told me. So,
And that's what it is.
man,
Um, but yeah, no, that's a good topic. I'm glad we were able to touch on that, man. We whew, had to get that off my chest.
Man, hey,
it's
preach it,
needed.
brother.
It's much needed, man.
Yeah. So yeah, anything else that's on the docket for this week?
I'm thinking. I'm thinking. Uh, nah, dog.
Yeah, we don't have
Oh,
no.
we got the national championship game on Monday, but that's that on that. Like, not any like pressing matters. No.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, I guess we could just hit that Trump's not gonna be going to the inauguration. So this is the first time in over 150, 60 years or
Are
whatever.
you are you even surprised?
So I feel like at some point they should just go ahead and impeach this man. I know it's like too late, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's just
He
for
was
for a guy
impeached. He
like
just wasn't removed from office.
yeah, like
Right.
for a guy like him, bro. Like if it goes down in the history book that he was impeached, like and they had him out, like he would that would hurt him so much. Like that would stick him like in the side. Like he wouldn't like that. So I think
Mm.
even though it's only 2 weeks left, we still need to get him out of there, bro. Just get him out of there. That
And
way
so
we
the
ain't
only
got
way to get him out now is probably is the 25th Amendment, which says
right.
that the cabinet can get together and remove him from office if he's seen unfit to do his duties.
Yeah, so I
Um,
mean,
Hey, boy, he been
if
unfit
that
since
ain't more prevalent
2016.
right now.
Huh.
So
Boy, it's been unfit.
for
but you
sure.
you see how Iraq put out a warrant for that boy.
Yeah, I seen that. I'm like, bro, this dude is just he just
President
went
got
like,
warrants.
bro, like all the way down, bro.
I don't like in my lifetime. Like we know, I think the biggest scandal that comes to mind for us as it pertains to the presidency is Bill Clinton. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
Yeah.
And it's just like when you compare the two, it's like it was it
There
was
was rumors
nothing.
about Kennedy too with Marilyn Monroe, but we don't know
Yeah.
that.
before
But
our
Well,
still,
time.
yeah, that was way before our time. I'm saying
right,
like what we know, what we're
Oh yeah,
cognizant
years
of.
after that,
But
we're sitting here like, really, Bill Clinton wanted to have a little extra fun.
You know what I'm saying? If you just really look at it, what
Yeah,
boy was out here doing with, a lot of men be doing in their marriage ain't my business. You know what I'm
right,
saying? It's a time and place. He probably should have did that somewhere else outside the White House if you're gonna be out here frolicking. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
hey, that boy
But
wanted to have a lasting memory. Like who else could say they got hit in the Oval Office? I'll wait.
no, nobody,
Exactly.
from a mistress at that.
nobody.
He
You
was
know what I'm
stunting
saying?
on us. That's what that
Yeah,
was.
Yeah. But to compare it to Donald Trump and his presidency, dog, I've literally never seen a shit show like this, dog, in
bro,
my entire life,
And
dog.
hopefully we never will again.
man.
Man,
I really hope this is an eye opener for like all parties. Like this wasn't about Republican, Democratic. This was about, bro,
dog,
like
human decency,
all
bro.
like
Bro,
privileged people, bro. That's what that was all
Uh,
about.
Chappelle hit the nail on the head when he talked about, the Emmett Till story and how,
Oh
that
yeah,
white woman was the reason for the whole movement. He said, what if
mm,
Trump is the reason that things come together?
mm-hmm.
I mean, look, he didn't turn Georgia blue. Congress is blue.
Yeah,
Wisconsin, Michigan, all them states up there.
New
man.
look, everybody's starting to shake hands across the aisle a little bit more. Got a
Yeah, like
better
Republicans is
president.
like coming out and denouncing this boy. You know
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
leaving the party. Damn it, he might have made America great again. Look, it got so bad. Niggas was like, all right, we got to get it together,
All
y'all.
right, man. This enough is enough.
crown the man now.
how ironic is that, man? This man really did make America great again, dog.
Unintentionally, yeah.
Yeah, unintentionally, man. Get out of here, dog, man.
Bro, that is
Good
trash.
riddance, dog. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. You feel me?
Oh man. All right. So I think that about wraps it up for us this week. Again, man, want to remind y'all, make sure y'all subscribe. Uh, the Black Dad Cast on Instagram, Facebook. Facebook page is up and running. Got the Twitter up and running.
Yeah.
The Black Dad Cast at gmail.com. Email us any questions you might have. Follow us on the YouTube, the Black Dad Cast. Just keep reaching out, man. We appreciate the support. We're coming up on we got one more episode in the season, and then we're preparing the stuff for our next season, which is gonna be a lot crazier than this. Like it's gonna be some big changes. So we excited about that. So
Yeah.
we got one more episode this season. Got a wrap up episode. We're gonna talk about a few things, and then yeah, it's onward and upward from there, man. Anything else y'all wanna give to the people?
Just any ideas y'all got out there, man. Any topics y'all find important in your life right now, shoot them to us. We love to get on there and discuss a little bit, how we feel about it, and then just go from there.
Look, we almost made it out, but
There
we
you
came peeking
go.
around the corner.
Featuring
What's up,
Caleb.
Caleb?
What's up, Caleb?
All right, all right. Hey, can I sit with you? All right, man. That's gonna be a wrap for us. We out of here. Say bye.
Hey.